and the farmers, the flies and the farmers. It's flat and green. The scene is green. I've never seen so much green. There's fields and crops everywhere. I can't help but stare. What is this place? You can see 4 miles straight into space. No mountains, no waterfalls, nothing but rolling hills, green and yellow everywhere. How do these adrenaline junkies get their thrills? We're not into pills. Manitoba, you're lush and green. Manitoba, your mud is something I've never seen, never seen. I never seen this lush and green. This scene is green in Manitoba's mud. I've never been. The mud is sticking in every seam. It's under the soft, dry layer of dirt. There's a lot of hurt if you're not familiar with this crazy scene. Manitoba, you're so fracking green, lush and green. This scene is green. I mean, we're definitely keen, keen, keen. Manitoba, I'm good with this theme.
So we were able to run into this interesting character. He was a self-described storm enthusiast, I would call him, I guess. Sort of a storm chaser. Yeah, so anyway, we're just minding our own business and hanging out, and he came to talk with us, and it was all good and fun. And we thought, hey, what brings you out here? And he's like, well, there's a severe storm watch going on, so apparently there's some potential tornadoes. So anyway, he says that when you see this, it's called a head wall or something like that. He said, look out for this. And now I'm seeing it. He described it as, this big block of cloud, and that's pretty much what I'm looking at right now. And yeah, so this could get kind of interesting, I suppose. We'll see. I think I'll keep this video here private. and maybe post it if something interesting does become of it. Yeah, hopefully we avoid tornadoes. I wouldn't want to ride right into a tornado, but then again, I was taunting the weather earlier today, and I thought, well, whatever. It's not going to get worse than we've seen before because we've been, through a downpour almost every day of the trip. So, yeah, it couldn't really get too much worse than that, could it? Well, maybe it could. But anyway, so I'm going to pack it up now, and we'll see what happens when we ride underneath that thing and see if that turns into something really gnarly or what's going to happen there. Over and out. Highest man in Manitoba. No kidding. So we're here at the highest point in Manitoba. We had no clue that we were coming onto this spot, but saw the sign on the side of the road and thought, we'll go check it out. And yeah, that's a beautiful view from here. And there's a viewing tower on top of this mountain. What's it called again? It's Duck Mountain. Duck Mountain. So yeah, here we are at the very top of Duck Mountain, which makes us the highest people in Manitoba, elevation-wise. I'm sure we're nowhere near the highest people in Manitoba at this point. Anyway, let's move on from that. Here we go. There's the view from the highest point in Manitoba.
Looking south.
That's looking south. Yeah. And there is a couple of radio towers here that if you dared climb to the top of that, you'd definitely be higher than this. But yeah, anyway, cool. I'll zoom in, see what we can do here. Anyway, you can see for a long bloody way. I'd like to camp here actually, that'd be pretty cool. Come up here and look at the night sky. Unreal. Alright, I'm going to start whining again because yet once again it is probably about 13, maybe 12 degrees right now, and it's raining. And yeah, I'm covered in mud. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And I'm wet. Yeah, my pants are wet all the way through, which means parts of me are wet that really I don't like it when they're wet and cold. Look at this muddy bike, muddy road, muddy. I'm sure Dan's not all that happy right now. Yeah, so you can see ya. Fuck you, I'm not stopping. I want this to be over. So we are pretty close. I'd say about another 60 kilometers or so to get to Hudson, I believe. I can't reference the map right now because I'm on the phone. But yeah, we've got a little ways to go, and then we're going to be in, I believe it's called Hudson. So yeah, anyway, another lovely late June day. I'm not even going to say because I don't know what day it is. It is definitely, I think it's 27, 28, somewhere around there. But I got in shit for that yesterday. I think that was maybe 2 days ago. So, but yeah, anyway, this is good times. Northern Manitoba. Actually, we're kind of like central Manitoba here. I don't think we're technically in northern Manitoba yet, but it's, yeah. Anyway, it's northern enough for me. The only thing that's really I expected was a lot more bugs around here, and there just isn't. There's no mosquitoes. There's nothing. It's quite pleasant for that reason. But yeah. Anyway, times more part of this trip. Raining, wet, wet, rain, mud, rain, wet, 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 rain, mud, mud, wet, wet, cold, cold, wet. I just gave up my summer. The endless spring, I guess. Something like that, we'll call it. Maybe you could chase spring around the world. How much fun would that be? Anyway, over and out on this. I just had to do this because I'm, just kind of shivering again. And yeah, gives me a chance to go catch up to Dan again. And yeah, I guess we're probably going to hotel it tonight because this is not exactly tenting weather. Anyway, so guys, this is the morning, about the 30th day now, 29, 30, 31, somewhere in there. We are in Hudson Bay, Saskatchewan this morning. And once again, we are soaking wet starting the day. My boots are upside down on the bike, draining water all over the parking lot. My helmet smells musty. My jacket's barely dry. Yeah, and Dan's raincoat decided to the zipper stopped working today, so we started thinking about all the different things that are not designed for a trip of this length, which is pretty much everything we own. Something to think about for sure. So lots of stuff that's patched together, and yeah, and everything's kind of holding on by a thread. Lots of stuff anyway. Definitely something to think about when you're doing a trip of this length. Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna keep moving on this morning, and again, we've got diffused light and not much that's going to dry us out because it's about 9 degrees right now, and no sunlight. So I'm sure we'll warm up and dry up somewhere through the day, or maybe it's going to start raining on us again. But definitely something to bring when you're doing the Tcat is rain gear, good rain gear, and you know, prepare for the worst and hope for the best, I guess, eh? I mean, this trip could have been nothing but sunlight for us, and actually my rain gear was just something that I always bring, but it was something that I was hoping not to use, and it worked out that it's something that's been used almost every day of the trip. So there you go. Anyway, I'll do another vlog later on today sometime. Maybe a couple that feel like chatting lots. Anyway, that's it for this one. And obviously Dan, he's gone. So I'm going to jump on here and catch up. All right, see you guys later.